My name's Steve Siddall, along with Coach Pete D'Arruda, your Financial Safari host, of course.
Yep.
And it's time for our weekly radio vision, a look back at last week's show. You had a great show last week.
It's fun. Well, it's fun to look back, isn't it? It's fun to look back. Yeah, and I'm going to go back and listen to it again. It was so good. And folks, if you want to hear it again, you can go to financialsafari.com, listen to the whole thing.
And one of the things you talked about was not running out of money, and that's crucial. That's critical.
Yeah, building a proper retirement plan. And a lot of people have those lump sums. We talk about them almost every week. They don't know how it's going to translate into a real income.
And then we also talked about the silver and gold. I love these because you hear the commercials all the time. You know, don't have cash, just get a pile of gold.
We featured Yukon Cornelius on the show, too. And so, because after July 4th, it seems like the year just flies. And we're already into August now.
Right.
And it just seems like July 4th was yesterday. Mm-hmm. So before long, it'll be Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and time for Yukon Cornelius again. But no, silver and gold. There's a lot of people out there trying to sell you silver and gold because they say that the dollar is going to go to zero or we're going to be in trouble and you're going to need something besides dollar bills to basically live on. But the same people who are saying all the worry or the bad things about the dollar bills are willing to take your dollar bills for their silver and gold. Think about it, folks. So they make a lot of commission on that. So be very careful. Make sure you build a plan. And if your plan does have maybe 5% of your portfolio being in precious metals, make sure you get them in the right way and make sure you're not, you don't fall for some of these advertisements that are out there.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Great advice.
Yep.
Question people always ask. So when can I retire?
Yeah. Well, it's different for everybody because everyone has their own goals and aspirations. So the most important thing about retirement planning is that we look at the road we're on right now and we make sure it's going to get us to the destination we want to go to. So we look at what we want to do in retirement. We look at how much money we have over here. We make sure we have a durable and consistent income plan put together, and we make sure that the checks that are going to come to you each year, that financial fill-up we call it, are going to be enough to have a good and successful retirement for you. So once you reach that point, you can retire whenever you want.
That's great.
Yep.
Tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, well, that's what people say that all the time. I want to retire tomorrow, but you have to know you have a plan first. So
exactly.
You get a stamp of approval, and of course, if you work longer, you'll probably have more money built up. You need to use proper Social Security claiming strategies to maximize your income, and it's all about having a proper plan. We call it the Total Retirement Plan. 22 steps we all do behind the scenes for you in 3 easy appointments.
I like it. What about penny stocks?
Yeah.
That's always something that's fascinated me.
Yeah, they're called story stocks because they have a great story a lot of times. And you see them on these message boards or on the internet because the internet's free to advertise on for a lot of people. And so people fall for them. And you've probably heard some too, like next, and they always say it's going to be the next Apple the next whatever, the next Facebook, the next Tesla. But it's not many times. And so you have to be very careful. Don't put money you can afford to lose into penny stocks because there was one company we talked about on the show called Dry Ships that keeps doing reverse splits, which means they're screwing the shareholders over and over again. And more people come in, put new money in, and lose it over and over again. Be very careful with penny stocks.
Penny stocks, yeah.
Yep. They sound good. They get you all enticed and excited, sort of like multi-level marketing kind of things, but you usually lose. Somebody else takes your money and runs.
And then you got into a safe income plan. That's key to any financial plan.
Yeah, safe income plan is just making sure that you know exactly what your income's going to be, regardless of what happens in the market, Steve. And so many people are not taking advantage of safe income planning strategies out there. We call them SWAN accounts. Sleep well at night. You don't have to take risk. You don't have to leave your money exposed to the market. And if you have your retirement money tied to the stock market, it's time to stop that because it's not supposed to be there. Because just because the market's gone up over the last few years, like you've seen it go up like bananas, right? Do you think it's going to go up forever?
Doesn't seem like.
If you can't answer yes, 100% yes to that question, you should not have money you can't afford to lose in the market. And so, Steve, it's about having the proper retirement plan. And that's what we talk about each and every week. Take the worry out of living in retirement, getting a proper plan for the proper time of your life. And if you'll see on the side here, over here from the video, there's some different downloads. People can download things that can educate them further on how to have that total retirement plan and take the worry out of living in retirement.
And that's just a brief look at last week's Financial Safari show. And again, you can catch the whole show online. And of course, there's always a show coming up this week.
We'll see you next week.